Episode 304. I'll try? Although she had expected it, when hearing it, Serena still felt panicked and stood up. However, Henry reached out and quickly pressed her down. His pair of eyes under the gorgeous lights around looked bright and beautiful. He looked at her, perturbed. Henry slowly said, "How about a bet?" Serena was fascinated by his eyes and asked subconsciously, "What? Aren't you insisting that he's still alive?" "Yes, he is still alive." She did not hesitate to blurt out and looked at him resolutely. "Last time, my daughter and I were saved by him. If it weren't for him, I'm afraid we would have fallen to death." Henry heard this and his heart became bitter. He is dead. He is dead. Everyone knew that he was dead, but why was she unwilling to accept the fact? Looking at her with pity, he said slowly, "Then let's have a bet." Serena pursed her lips and looked at him without speaking. If he's still alive, if the person that time was really him, then he would definitely come back. He hates me very much. You know that. Henry curled his lips into a self-deprecating smile. He would beat me up whenever he sees me, so he will never put up with the fact that you and I are getting married, right? Yes, completely correct. In the past, she did not understand what Henry felt about her, but Jake had already seen it thoroughly. Therefore, he tried to block Henry from her side. Whenever he saw Henry, he saw him as an enemy and hid her well. She knew all of that. After hearing his words, she nodded. So, he will never stand the fact that you are going to marry me. If he's not dead, if he's still alive, he will definitely come back and try to ruin it. Henry looked at her and there was a secret pleading in the depths of his eyes. You know his meaning and his character the best, don't you? That's true. He can't accept it. Serena trembled looking at him, asking, "You mean we can use this method to force him out? If Jake did not want to come out, she would never be able to find him." "Yes." Henry nodded in disbelief. "Try marrying me. If he comes out, I will let go and never badger you again. But if he doesn't come out, just give me a chance. Will you?" "Henry, the children need a dad." Henry looked at her. "You are not alone. Serena, you have them. All 3 children have accepted me. If you let me be their father, it will be the most appropriate, won't it? Do you want to raise the 3 children in a single-parent family for a lifetime? This is unfair to the children, Serena." However, if she accepted him, it would be the most unfair to him. Jake had lived in her heart for 2 lifetimes. She could not love any other man than him. Serena looked at him and her eyes became warm, her voice choking. She said, "You know, I have been waiting for him. I can't think of you as anything else other than a friend. Henry, Try it. If he's still alive, he will definitely come back to stop you from marrying me. Serena, don't you want to see him?" Henry's words undoubtedly hit her weakness. Of course she wanted to see him. For the past 4 years, she had dreamed of seeing him. Without seeing him when she woke up every day, she always felt that her heart was empty. But with this approach, would he really appear? Would he? She did not know. Jake was much more shrewd than she could imagine. She had no idea why he was hiding. Similarly, she had no idea why he did not choose to come back. However, she wanted to see him very, very much. He was still alive and must be alive. At the amusement park, that person must be him. It must be. Henry guessed her thoughts and said again, "If he loves you, he will come back. If he's still alive." Serena finally couldn't hold her tears back anymore. Henry took a velvet box from his pocket and got down on one knee. He opened the box and looked at her. He said, "Marry me, will you?" Her tears came down faster. Looking at him, she pushed the box away and said, "Henry, I won't love you. Do you know that? Her direct words were like a butcher knife, stabbed into his heart. Blood splattered secretly. However, Henry put on a reluctant smile and said, I know. I don't care. Their days were still long. There was still no reason for him to lose to a dead person, right? Jake was already dead. Sooner or later, she would forget him and accept him. She would accept him sooner or later, so he could wait. Serena looked at him and hid her hand behind herself. She said, I care. I have to wait for him to come back as his person. She had kept her heart for him. She must keep her body pure as well. Because of her persistence, Jake did not have a funeral from beginning to end. Although everyone outside had spread the news of his death to every corner of the network, she still believed that he was not dead. She wouldn't let him come back to see the word widowed in the column of his wife's marital status, let alone the name of another man as her husband. This was what she was keeping for him. She loved him, so she wanted to keep all her best for him. Even if he didn't want to come back, she would still wait for him, so that when she died in the future, she would not regret it. Henry's bright eyes dimmed little by little. He pursed his lips without words. Serena took a deep breath and sighed. Henry, thank you. Henry felt that his eyes were a little hot and sourness was flooding in his heart. He was almost suffocated. He didn't want her gratitude. He only wanted her. That was it. Why? When Jake lived, he was better than him. Now he was dead. Why was he still better than him? His heart was missing a piece. Thank you could not make it up. Henry did not speak, still maintaining that position in front of her. After a long while, Serena whispered, I want to try. The 4 words once again ignited the flame in Henry's heart that had been extinguished already. He looked up, surprised, feeling incredulous. You are right. If he still loves me, he will come back. His home, his children, his parents, and grandfather are all here. If he is still alive, what reason does he have not to come back? Just once, let her try. Jake, come home.